Welcome to Section 420, Talkin Yankees, the podcast. Well, it's already happened, as I mentioned the other day, that the Baltimore Orioles will now get a new ownership group there, and now you're starting to see things that what you're going to expect after that, and a big trade coming down, sending Milwaukee right-hander and ace Corbin Burns to the Baltimore Orioles in a trade for two prospects, one Joey Diaz and DL Hall. And this is the effect of having a Baltimore team now with the ownership group that's going to be more active, more invested, willing to spend money, willing to take on big name players. And this is something that the Yankees haven't had to deal with the Baltimore Orioles in quite some time, really since the late 90s. But it seems like now that's going to be different. So get into the trade, the whole deal, and my reaction to it. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to the podcast, Section 420 Talkin Yankees, wherever you listen to this right now. And also go on the YouTube channel, Section 420 Talkin Yankees. Subscribe there as well. And this is what we had to worry about. For years, you never had to worry about Baltimore landing a big player, especially a pitcher. I actually specified that no free agent pitchers ever really wanted to play in Camden Yards just because it's a bandbox. Well, it seems that they've landed Corbin Burns from the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, there's a couple of different ways to look at this. Now, if you're a Yankee fan, you probably say, hey, Burns was available. Why couldn't we get him? Now, the Yankees had to unload the kitchen sink in order to get Juan Soto here. So it's hard to tell if the Yankees have the prospects that the Milwaukee Brewers would have been interested in to actually bring him in here. Now, the two pieces that Baltimore gave up, so Joey Ortiz, a shortstop, ranked as the 63rd highest prospect in baseball, according to MLB, and then DL Hall, a left-handed pitcher who has 9 major league appearances to his credit. So on the surface, it doesn't look like Baltimore gave up a ton for this guy. So if that's the case, I'm sure the Yankees could have put a package together, maybe just a wink better than that. It is possible there. So then, of course, now fans are going to be angry at Cashman. Oh, why couldn't you get him? We could have had him, all that stuff there. So it's hard to tell that, but it's even hard to tell, it's not like exactly everyone's out there to help the Yankees. They probably Milwaukee would rather see a team like Baltimore that's kind of in the same boat as they are, as kind of a, mid-level, smaller town type of team, get Burns versus the Yankees there. So, we don't know for a fact that if Cashman put a package together here, without a doubt, the Yankees could have landed Burns. It's possible, but we don't know that. Does Cashman want to give up any more prospects just because of the fact that he already unloaded the kitchen sink in order to get Soto, and also some of the other moves the Yankees made. They use a lot of their arms to get Verdugo, for example, gave up Greg Weissart and a couple other arms. But the Yankees have given up a lot of their arms in order to get some of the pieces they got in. Maybe just Cashman just didn't want to give up anymore, and that's a possibility there as well. And there's also the fact you're looking at Burns that, you're getting a former Cy Young Award pitcher there, but he's going to hit free agency in 2025. So if you really want the guy, you could just wait it out, give up nothing now, and then if you really want him in 2025, just get him outright in free agency. Now, he's 29 years old at the moment, still in his prime, and next year he'll only be 30, where that's still someone we still figure has about 5 to 6 prime years left, where if you want to offer him a contract at that point to get him, you could do that and not have to pony up any prospect to do so. So that's probably the thinking. You're gonna Yankee fans are just gonna be blaming Cashman that you could have gotten this done. It's so easy, things like that. But again, you don't know the other perspective. You don't know what the Brewers were asking for Burns. They might have asked the Yankees for more and ask for less out of Baltimore, because if all things be considered, they'd maybe just rather see him go to Baltimore versus have to go to the Yankees there. So, you have to look at those angles as well. But nevertheless, it seems like Burns was available this offseason, and whether this is something that the Yankees, maybe tried early on in the offseason, or they just totally gave up on him. We don't know the whole full story of that. But really, this was more about the Baltimore Orioles, going back to them having this, new ownership group that's going to be in place very soon, and them having a point person who's a current Baltimore Oriole fan, and someone's going to put the money and put up for this team and actually want them to be a contender, versus this what they've been over the past maybe 20 years. This kind of been a joke. You always schedule them as an automatic W. Now they're bringing in some big name players there to go along with their good young team that won 101 games last season. Now, if the Yankees and Yankee fans, you got to start worried down. This is going to be a team you have to play multiple times per season, and not easy wins at all, and they're only going to get better there. So I kind of mentioned this is what was going to take place, and now you've seen it right here. Now, is Baltimore going to give Burns a big contract at the end of this year? Maybe. They might make the offer, but at least for 2024, he's going to be in their rotation, and now it's even more difficult for the Yankees to contend with as they try to get back onto the top of the AL East mountain there. So that's the episode. Burns now looks like he was available. The Yankees were able to get a hand on him. Whether they were actively pursuing him or not, we don't really know, but Baltimore definitely did. They put it together, and now Corbin Burns will now be in a Oriole uniform, and that's just something the Yankees are going to have to deal with coming up in this season. So that's the episode. Catch you on the next one.